So I was scared to death earlier when I went to put all the geese in, and I couldn't find water lily anywhere. Looked all over for him. Finally found him hiding down in the plants over by the patio. He was hiding. I was afraid coyote got him, somebody came in and stole him or something like that. It's not like him to not be right there with the baby geese. So I thought maybe he was trying to defend them from something and something got him earlier, but he was laying down, and it's not like him to be laying down away from all the other geese, even after dark, and not be with the flock and then vocalizing to me when I'm calling him. It's not like him to not be vocal. So I think he's sick. I'm afraid maybe he's got bird flu or something, but this is his behavior, like this right here, hiding his face and everything, hiding in the plants like this. I don't see any wounds on him. He doesn't look like he's been in a fight. Nothing's broken. This behavior, very rapid onset, because he wasn't like this just earlier today. This looks like he is sick with something. So I'm going to isolate him in another crate tonight next to the other kennels, but I'm going to isolate him, and I'm going to go get him some methylene blue. And then see there, him closing his eyes like that. Yeah, that's he's, poor baby's sick. I got water lily in a isolation crate here. Water lily is normally a very proud, very vocal gander. He talks a lot. He's always on his feet and got his neck fully extended and erect. This is what a lot of the more dominant ganders do. When they're posturing, they're trying to hold their head higher than everybody else, and that's the way water lily is. And he's always very talkative, and this is not like him for him to be sitting like this, eyes closed. This is not him just sleepy because it's dark. He feels bad. It's not like him to not be vocal like this and to be sitting down like this. If he was feeling well, he would be on his feet protesting and biting at these bars and everything and wanting out, because he's not over here with these babies right now. And for the past 2 months, these babies has been his whole life and his mission. So the fact that he's sitting over here like this and he doesn't really care what's going on, that he's outside the kennel and those babies are over there and he's not with them, that tells me he's feeling very sick. So I'm very concerned about that. I had this happen last year. This was before all the goose exterminations at MSU, but I started to notice a lot of the geese in town getting sick and dying. And it was affecting primarily the Canada geese. I didn't see any of the Chinese geese, like the boys here who lived there at the time. I didn't see any of the domesticated geese getting sick. So anyway, all the geese were over here interrupted me. But anyway, back here, just after I started seeing all the wild geese around the area getting sick and a bunch of deaths, I had a couple of the geese out here that did get sick, and one of them was the goose mama. When she was very young, she got sick and was very depressed like this and stopped being vocal. She went off. And this is the thing, when a flock animal goes off somewhere by itself, they leave the flock and they go off somewhere and hide in the bushes somewhere like that, and they got their head down and everything, they're sick. They do this a lot when they're probably about to die. So you got to act fast, and birds will die quickly. I had this happen last year with a couple of geese here. The methylene blue, I discovered that and the connection to using that to cure bird flu a little too late last year to help the wild geese. Discovered it and some papers about it and everything in time to save some of my other geese out here that got sick. So that's what we're going to do for him. This is some vitamin C tablet that's dissolving right now, and we're going to add the methylene blue liquid to that, and the ascorbic acid in that is to reduce the methylene blue, which is, in layman's terms, the ascorbic acid is going to activate the methylene blue, make it more bioactive. It works better if you reduce it with some ascorbic acid. So this is 1% methylene blue solution that I compounded here. That means it's 10 milligrams per milliliter. As far as using methylene blue to treat avian influenza, some of the research papers I found on that, the dosage that they have been testing and finding effective is about 1 milligram per kilogram. So we're going to weigh him, and then we're going to dose him 1 milligram of methylene blue for every kilogram of his body weight. And then we're gonna I'm gonna give him a little bit of iodine, because iodine is good for birds for their immune function. And I've got this stainless steel feeding needle. That's what we're going to give it to him with, so we don't aspirate him. And then I'm going to give him a intramuscular injection of some oxytetracycline. Water lily is weighing, best I could hold him still, he's weighing about 4.5 kilos. So that works out to, he's going to get roughly half a milliliter of the 1% methylene blue, and just a little over 1 milliliter of the oxytetracycline. And he's not going to like that. That kind of burns going in, even though I've diluted it with some lactated ringers. But I'm going to need 2 hands, because I'm going to have to, he's going to fight me. I got to dose him that methylene blue orally and get that feeding needle down his throat far enough so he doesn't aspirate. And then I'm going to have to give him a intramuscular injection, like in the thigh muscle. But hopefully he'll be feeling good in the morning. With the other geese that have gotten ill like this, and starting with 1 dose of the methylene blue, they were better by morning. So I hope that's going to be the case for water lily here. I really love him. He's a sweet boy. Very protective of the babies. He's a very good protector goose. He was as good a patient as a goose could be, which means he fought me, but all the geese, none of them are ideal patients. They're all going to fight you when you try to put a feeding needle or a tube or anything down their throat or give them a shot. He was actually pretty good with the shot, even though that tetracycline doesn't usually feel good going in. So, but I can tell he does have respiratory symptoms. He's got some drainage from his nares, and I can hear a little gurgling. He's got some fluid in the lungs. So the oxytetracycline is it's pretty good for respiratory stuff. It's more bacteriostatic than bactericidal. I may go ahead and give him a dose of gentamicin too, just in case. But the oxytetracycline is usually pretty good for respiratory stuff too, because it's anti-inflammatory. And a lot of times with a respiratory issue, that helps with lung inflammation. And so, yeah, on second thought, I'll probably go ahead and mix him up some N-acetylcysteine which you probably heard a lot of people talking about during COVID. And that's a mucolytic agent, which means it kind of it thins the mucal secretions, so it's makes it easier to breathe. So I'll probably give him a couple of additional things here in a little bit. I don't want to stress him too much with a bunch of treatments at once. So, but anyway, we'll let you know how he's doing in the morning. All right, so now gone ahead and given Water Lily has gotten some methylene blue orally with a little bit of iodine, and he's gotten a IM injection of oxytetracycline. I just gave him 50 milligrams per kilogram dose right now, just start him out kind of low right now, because I also gave him a IM dose of gentamicin, 10 milligrams per kilogram. So, and he's got food and water, and I did this the last time when I had geese that were sick. I just put, and I do this off and on for prevention. I haven't done it in a while, which I'm gonna have to start doing that now. I'm doing that tonight for all the other geese here, putting some methylene blue in their drinking water. And I'm gonna have to come back out here at some point later in the night and check on him. I don't want to fall asleep and wake up in the morning and him be gone.
Water Lily. Water Lily. Hey, baby.
He is much better. He was standing up and being vocal just a little bit ago. And this is just a couple of hours after his treatments. See that, all that vocalization he's doing now? That's normal Water Lily. That's my normal bird. Yeah, he's very talkative. After just a couple of hours later, he already feels so much better, and I know he's going to make it now. He even, I came out here about 10 minutes ago to try to give him a dose of N-acetylcysteine orally, and he had so much strength, he was fighting me so much that I couldn't really give it to him orally. I just had to put it in his water. And I even saw him eat a little scratch from the bowl, and he was being very vocal, and he was back on his feet at that time when I came out here a few minutes ago. See all that's my normal goose. And now see, he wants out. Yeah, drinking. See, drinking. He is just about back to normal now. Now, this is just a couple of hours after I gave him those treatments. This is not the antibiotics that's responsible for this. This is the methylene blue that did that. For those of you who have concerns about your flock birds, your chickens, geese, ducks, whatever, and avian flu, you need to look at this methylene blue. Also, if you rehab any other kind of animals, it's just like standard medicine for me to keep around now, and for personal use as well. You really need to look at methylene blue, all the videos that are out there on YouTube, various doctors talking about it. This is serious medicine. I don't know if he had bird flu, but there is some research out there about the use of methylene blue. There's actually a Google patent out there. Some doctors were patenting a method of treating people who have avian flu with methylene blue, with and without using either UV or infrared therapy lights with it. because that tends to boost the effectiveness of the methylene blue. I know they do that for when they disinfect. They use methylene blue to disinfect blood products like blood donations and everything. You can't really irradiate them or whatever. You can't use a bunch of other normal disinfecting methods, to try to disinfect a blood donation. So methylene blue is something that's safe and effective for that, and they'll put methylene blue in that blood product and then use a UV light over it. So there's actually a patent out there on that method of treatment for human patients who were suffering from bird flu, and they thought it was so effective that they filed a patent on it. So the minute I found that, and the minute I started seeing all this hype increasing about the next pandemic, and they're trying to make bird flu the next pandemic to be all scared about. Methylene blue will probably be the next ivermectin, the next safe and effective medicine that they try to demonize too. So I would recommend you look at getting some methylene blue before they start trying to put restrictions on that, as they're increasing all the hype about bird flu. Right now, if you have a flock of birds with bird flu, all the so-called experts out there, especially in public health and with the state ag departments and everything, they're just going to tell you, and veterinarians as well, they're just going to tell you, well, the only thing you can do is either, cull them or, give them vitamins and electrolytes and wait and see, give them supportive care and maybe some extra heat or whatever, and take a wait and see approach. Or they're going to tell you, or you have to euthanize them or something like that. But I'm telling you right now, this information isn't widely out there yet. But methylene blue, this is the third goose that I've had since last year who was sick and depressed enough that I'm fairly certain they wouldn't have been alive by morning. And it was methylene blue that turned them around. And I've rehabbed enough birds over the years to know how fragile birds are. They're very touchy with stress and treatments and whatever. They're like fine until they're not. As soon as there's something wrong with a bird, they have a tendency to be very fragile and die pretty easily. I've had them die on me just trying to give them treatments. I've had them die on me whenever they were in distress already, and I just tried to pick them up to examine them or treat them, and they just go limp and die. Birds are very touchy and fragile. And so this is just one of those things. You can call it anecdotal, but this is the third time now I've had a goose that I was really thought was going to be dead by morning that turned around by morning. And this water lily here, it only took a couple of hours, and look at him. He's on his feet, he's grooming, he's being all vocal and everything. That was not him 2-3 hours ago. 2-3 hours ago, he looked like a goose who was going to be dead by morning if I didn't do something. So we'll do another update in the morning, but I'm pretty confident now. He's got methylene blue in the drinking water, and he's drinking, he's grooming, he was eating a little bit. I can go to bed. Before, I was afraid to go to bed. It's going on 4 a.m. right now. I didn't want to go to bed. I just dozed a little bit in the chair in front of the computer, and I kept getting up to check on him, look out the window and check on him and make sure he was upright. Now I'm confident enough he's going to make it. I feel like I can go to sleep now and not worry about him. He's going to be okay. So here is my water lily this morning. Hi, water lily. Hi, water lily. Feeling better? Huh? Back to normal? Yeah. This is my goose. This is my goose, yes. That's his personality. Come on, goose. Come on, goose. Come on, little boy. Here's my little boy. Ready to see the babies? You want to be with the babies? Huh? See, this is him. He wants to be with the babies. See? He is better. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. All better.